John from JO Ventures Outdoors, and today we're talking leather. Yeah, I like to talk leather, and people have been talking leather in the YouTube community recently, so I thought, well, why not? I'll have to make a video about my leather slips too, and just show you some of my favorites that I use personally and that I've made over the years. And but first, I wanted to give a shout out to Slip Joint Sawyer. He sent me a sticker, a couple stickers. I've got one, it's right over here. Matt, it's right there, I promise you. There you are. Sorry, I'm all covered up. No, that's Georgia Adventure. I think you're over here. There you go. There you go. You're on the board, but covered with leather slips. I just appreciate Matt's channel very much. And I was really excited because when I got it in the mail, there we go. Look at that. That is pretty cool. It's not every day you get something from the UK. So thank you, Matt. Appreciate the mail, appreciate the stickers, appreciate your channel and your support. He's got some great content, folks. You got to go over there and check him out. Slip Joint Sawyer. I'll put a link down below and you'll be able to see it. So these are slips I've made over the years that I use. One of these was made by Georgia Adventure. We're going to actually get that going first. This is this one right here. I've shown many of these many times, and this is just an awesome slip. Look at that orange and black leather. I put the lanyard on there. Just about anything fits in there. It's very versatile. This slip. There's a sod buster, goes right in, and I really like this one because now that I can't get the knife out of there, that it's real thin and slim. Really just goes down in your pocket and easy to carry. So there's that one. This is a very early one, and you can tell by the stitching is much different. And I got a lanyard on there by a Walter, who was a viewer that sent me a bunch of wonderful gifts. And this will also fit a sod buster, and this was made from scrap leather that I bought from a leather shop. So we've got that one right there, and then this was also made from leather scrap. It is an organizer, and so the sod buster goes right in there, and then the flashlight's not very pretty, but it's very functional. I use this a lot actually. And you can see it's got messed up leather over on this side. The stitching's not all that great. See how I just tied a knot here? So I do make organizers sometimes. And you can see the stitching's that was before I started really saddle stitching in the proper way. So there's those. And then up here we have I've had several copper lock slips, and this is one that goes on your belt. So there you go, it's turned. There's the belt loop, there's the stitching. This was sort of like, I carry my mistakes, and so this is one that I kind of got the stitching a little bit crooked, but and it was just kind of a off piece of leather. So I already had it cut, so I just made it for myself and kept it, and I use it. And it works great for a case copper lock to go if you want to wear it on your belt. So there's that one. Same with this one. I use this a lot for the copper lock, and it goes right down in there like that. I was making a slip for an Appalachian Jack for a viewer, and I got the bear too far to the right. It's not centered correctly. So I kept the piece of leather, and I said, well, I'll just make a slip for myself, and that's what I did. And I carry this quite a bit. Just pinch it there, and that comes right out. This was an early side draw that I was attempting to make. That a technique is not quite wonderful in every way. It has some blemishes in the leather and some things like that, I believe. Well, the stitching here was not very good. So, I just used it for myself. The copper lock used to fit in there, but I've got this for that bow trapper. Is actually the one I'm going to use this for. I didn't bring it out, but it's got the fish on there. So there's that one. And put the copper lock over here. Of course, this is a large toothpick side draw with the wolf on here. This was just kind of an odd little piece of leather that when I cut it, I wasn't happy with the quality. I was making it for a viewer. Really, I need to credit Terrell Snyder, very good supporter for these designs. These were kind of, well, I kind of came up with this one on my own, but he wanted something like this. And then I came up with this because of his request. So thank you, Terry. And I use these quite a bit. The Colonel Coon toothpick fits in there just wonderfully. And that's a side draw scout carry sheath for the toothpick. Then also, this is a little slip that was another mistake. I was making a slip for another knife and it was too small for it. And so I had to recut it. So I kept it for myself. And this wonderful gift, which is a Rough Rider lockback from Pete, a Jersey knife guy, fits in there just wonderfully. It's got the deer on there, and that's still very usable. I mean, even though it was the wrong size, and you know, some of these things have some flaws, but they're still very usable. For me, that's what I do. And then I've got some more organizers here. This is made out of thinner leather. I was just experimenting with that. It fits a cadet, and actually that lockback fits in here very nicely too. And a flashlight goes on the other side. And this is very nice because it's very slim carry. Same thing with this one. It's a slim carry, just a little bit bigger organizer. Usually carry my Tinker and a Maglite solitaire in here, just a mini Maglite. And it's got that green thread in the paracord. This is an early organizer I made as well. Different stitching. You can see, you know, the difference in my stitching techniques changed between these. This is early on. You can see the knots tied over here, and but still a very functional piece. At some point, I will probably rip these stitches out of here and restitch it using the saddle stitching technique that I use now, just to make this sturdier, because I'm just afraid these are going to come out. So there's that one. I use that some. This is the case slip I just made recently using just experimenting with red dye, and I use this for my case toothpick, or Texas Jack I should say, and just fits in there really nicely. And I love that red. I can't do this really for people other than myself. I've given away a couple gifts like this, but you know, I'm afraid of potential issues with having case on there, so I don't do that for other people. But it looks cool, and for me, and I'm enjoying carrying this. Been carrying this recently. 30-day challenge, you know, that's one of the knives I have to carry. So those are the main slips I carry personally. Got a couple projects going on right now. Right here is a slip that is a little bit smaller than a trapper slip. This is for an individual that, I'm not going to say who it is, but I'm going to provide that for them. And then same thing for this here. I just glued these today. I'm getting ready to stitch them. And so this is a trapper, full-size trapper slip. So anyway, some leather work today. Hadn't shown any leather work in a while, so I'll just show you some of my slips that I made that I use. And I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you, Slip Joint Sawyer, for the sticker. And thank you all for watching.